The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101. If you just tuned in, we had a passionate discussion about the McDonald's going up in Wilmette on Skokie Boulevard that a lot of the community members want blocked because of a couple different issues, mainly for more pollution issues going on because there'll be a lot of cars idling, 750 a day, they say. In the meantime, we defended it profusely because the area sounds like it's perfect for McDonald's and has every other possible fast food and eatery in the area. Plus, a highway goes right through it. The Edens goes right up in that area. Plus, you got a huge mall with Old Orchard right there with billions of
by the way,
cars.
they're putting a putt check in. Someone texted about things that are going into Old Orchard Mall because there's a little more space in that one.
Yeah.
They're going to put in a putt check.
Wait. What's a putt check?
Oh, God, Brian.
Educate me.
I actually don't know what it is either.
Oh, do you guys ever do anything? A putt check is a very, very fun, almost like more adult version of mini golf.
Okay.
Like putt-putt. So kind of like almost a Top Golf experience, but for putt-putt.
Is it a bar? Is it a bar indoor kind of thing?
Yeah, but like it usually has like a worldly menu, kind of like an around the world menu. There's a bar and like really fun themes like to go putt. So it's like a fun adult night. You kind of think your Dave and Buster's, your Top Golf, things like that.
Can you take me? That sounds so much fun.
It is very
Let's
fun.
take a field trip. That sounds awesome.
It sounds
and
like
it's better for me than Top Golf. I love Top Golf, but I've almost fallen a few times and it scares me.
I love the videos of people falling at Top Golf. I'd fall in that all the time.
So putt shack is like more on the ground.
Is it putt shack or putt
shack?
Putt shack. Okay, because there's
Putt
one.
shack.
So there's one already in Oak Brook, I guess.
Yeah,
And
I swear there's one downtown. Maybe
I think there's one in Wicker Park. I think.
Yeah, I swear.
That's Big Mini because that's where my second date was with my girlfriend. But there's a putt shack downtown and there's one in Oak Brook as well.
Okay.
Yes.
So putt shack's coming to Old Orchard as well.
Apparently they're doing one at Old
As well as McDonald's over there down the street from it.
Yeah.
If it doesn't get shut down.
I'm just now thinking about the chaos of the Portillo's drive-thru and how that is acceptable, but the McDonald's one is not. And now that the Portillo's workers don't
That's
do a great job,
favoritism.
Brian just made a face at me like I spit in his face.
No, I want to tell you something about that Portillo's up there in Old Orchard.
Okay.
It's a tight lot. It's not like the one, and some of you see the big wide open space. Same thing they do incredible at the Portillo's drive-thru with their
disrespecting the
iPads.
drive-thru workers.
Wide open.
But they wrap the cars around like a corn maze in that parking lot to get through, and somehow it all works.
Yeah.
Everybody gets their food and it moves.
The most terrifying Portillo's drive-thru there is the one across from the Rock and Roll McDonald's. That is
downtown?
That is a death trap.
Because
I have risked my life countless times.
Because you have to be on Clark Street. Then
It
you
is.
can't, there's no space.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then when you try to turn in, there's cars behind you, and you're like, it's the line. I don't know what to do.
You've got to like,
It is terrifying.
you've got to give yourself a pep talk before you get over there.
It's a whole thing.
Like, you are not a wuss. You are not a wuss. You can do this. Look in your
You're
mirror.
allowed to be in this line. You're an adult.
So accurate. Oh my gosh. Well, listen, this whole passionate conversation can be found on the podcast. If you missed it, it started about 45 minutes ago, I would say, Case.
Yeah, so the podcast, the full discussion on the Wilmette McDonald's, maybe you just got in your car now.
Which sounds great.
You're trying to figure out what the hell we're talking about. It's already there. It's the Q101 Morning Crew podcast. It was just published, so refresh your feed a time or two. It should be there in just a few minutes, but you are not going to want to miss a discussion that is tearing a community apart.
And it's also up on social, on Facebook. You can comment there. Correct, Case? Is it up there yet?
That's right.
Awesome. So go to Q101's Facebook page to comment, like, and share this story. It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. We'll get the sports coming up here at 9:30. A lot of huge firings in sports. The biggest names. How about the Bears? Well, we'll talk about that and also the Bulls as well. But first, still talking about the McDonald's going up in Wilmette and the uproar in the North Burbs. And people were texting in constantly. Again, the podcast will have this conversation. And so on our socials, you can add your comments there, Q101's Facebook page.
We got a first-time texter, 219, and they just, first time they've ever messaged with nothing else, they go, Arby's is elite. I'm so tired of Arby's slander. The fries alone are enough to end the argument. And absolutely. I've just had enough. I would buy a house based on a proximity to an Arby's. It just pisses me off.
Bring on these idling cars. I'm living next
Arby's,
door.
Are you kidding me? Their signature sauce unbeatable. Who else has a great signature sauce like that? Not many.
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A does have one.
They have a good one. Not as good, to be honest. Okay?
Yeah.
And
horsey
like Market
sauce.
Fresh sandwiches, amazing shakes. I just can't. It pisses me off.
Kinsey, during the songs, has been talking about Arby's the same way. Like, my thing is I like new bands, right? Like, I like discovering music before other people. Kinsey has that same passion, but it's for Arby's.
No, I'm serious. And the case gets mad because he feels like he has to defend bands that don't sound good all the time. and I get his struggle. And I'm like, bring me on your podcast. I have a case for Arby's because I am frustrated.
Can I ask a question?
What?
Did you have the same passion pre-pregnancy?
Yes.
For Arby's?
Oh, my God.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Want to make sure.
Because the soda that spilled in my husband's car happened pre-pregnancy.
Never forget.
Well, this
Damn it.
I got a lot of turmoil, a lot of passion in these arguments on the North Burbs and Wilmette from the people that live there. I like Derek checking in, texting from Woodbridge. Where was the uproar when the government released the UFOs are real? Everyone is more concerned about the traffic by a McDonald's going up.
Derek is saying exactly what we've been saying for months now. The government was like, yeah, aliens are real, of course. And no one cared.
No one cared.
First of all, we're like, we have too much traffic. So that you better tag that UFO and like good luck parking it downtown. I can't even find one spot.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
The Q101 Morning Crew. Sports.
All right, well, massive firings across college and the pros. So Bill Belichick announced he's leaving, says mutual agreement. After all those years of all the Super Bowls, greatest NFL coach of all time, he gone. Pete Carroll, the Seahawks, he gone. 14 years, 2 Super Bowl appearances, 1 win. Should have won 2. Dumb play call. And also Nick Saban of Alabama, the best college coach in history, all gone in the last 24 hours. Wild.
Do you think this is some grand conspiracy that they're all tied together?
Oh, they're all on Epstein
I
Island?
didn't want to say it.
Oh my God.
I didn't want to say it.
What is wrong with you guys?
I can't imagine Bill Belichick on Epstein Island.
Oh,
it just doesn't
God.
seem like it's an island and he would still be wearing a cutoff hoodie and he'd be in a bad mood.
Yeah, just wouldn't be like, you guys do whatever you're going to do. I'm going to sit here.
Knock yourselves out.
Also, I guess Luke Getzey was on Epstein Island, too. Allegedly.
He wishes.
This is a joke, by the way. I don't want a lawsuit. These are all jokes. These are jokes.
I don't think Epstein Island jokes are the best.
Yeah, let's move on from that. But Luke Getzey did get fired from the Bears. Offensive coordinator, all the coaches did as well on the offensive side, which is really good. And listen, I'm not relishing in a firing of someone losing their employment, but he just wasn't good at it. And he wasn't good with Justin Fields. He wasn't good for Chicago, wasn't good for the Bears. So he gone. Matt Eberflus, though, all those legends gone, and he survived it. Here's the press conference yesterday with Ryan Poles, the GM, and somebody in the crowd there in the press conference asked, hey, did you talk to Jim Harbaugh?
To Jim Harbaugh or his agent, and if not, why not?
No, I haven't talked to Jim.
Brian, why is
He's
this
the coach of Michigan. Sorry.
Right, he was not a consideration. You did not see him as a...
No, like I said, we're going with Matt, and I gave you the reasons why. I think go through, I didn't go talk to anybody.
Again, I'm fine with Eberflus being here for another year if it's not Jim Harbaugh. I know they talked. There's no question they reached out to Jim Harbaugh. He's lying there. And I'm sure Jim Harbaugh wants $200 million because he can do what he wants right now, and that's kind of the rate where it's heading. You know?
He doesn't sound very excited about Matt Eberflus still being the coach.
That's what I'm saying. If I was, and Matt Eberflus handled that pretty well, just sat there and took that question right in front of him about, hey, why don't you hire his replacement?
What was he going to do?
I mean,
Flip a table?
Maybe.
That would have been awesome.
I kind of wish Ryan Poles would have flipped the table for his guy, if that's his guy, and said, like, no, what are you asking that question for? That's ridiculous.
It was just a question. Why would he be mad about it?
Because
they're asking if they looked at other coaches. Like, there was a lot of rumors.
But with the other guy next to him, if you want to show that he's really got your back, he should have made it. He should have made a move.
Lover.
Well, that's a coach and a GM. You are
if you
lovers.
want him to know, he has the job. He knows. He's here.
Listen, would you have confidence that the guy said that they're like, oh yeah, we're going with Matt. He's kind of nice and he's got stability. And I'd go like, hey man, defend me a little bit here. This a-hole up front just said, why didn't you talk to the guy going to replace me and fire me? I would have wanted my guy to go nuts. That's me.
Wait, of course, you needed a guy to defend you.
Yeah, well, no, I would have wanted the guy to defend me in front of that stupid question. I mean, it's not a stupid question, actually, because...
Very valid question.
But he wasn't going to tell me.
Rumors.
No, because what if he said, actually, yeah, we talked to Jim.
Yeah, it just didn't work out. We want too much money.
I like the honesty.
You think I wanted this guy next to me? Come on now.
Come on, but we're going to stay with this dude. And we want to,
See how this works.
Yeah. So Ryan Poles also didn't rule out keeping Justin Fields and still drafting a quarterback with the number 1 overall pick. They have 1 and 9. A lot of ways to do it. I wouldn't hate on that. I'm fine with Justin Fields being here one more year. They have to decide by May if they're going to pick up the 5th-year option, but here's the rub. The draft is at the end of April. So that's where we're going to find out. If they draft a quarterback, will they still keep Justin Fields? About 2 weeks later, we'll find out. So, wild.
So, Kinsey, set a date in your calendar.
No, well, my birthday's at the end of April. I'm swamped.
It's April 24th.
Yes.
The draft is the 25th.
There you go.
You want to go to Detroit with me for the draft?
No. But we can certainly take that time off if you would like.
Oh,
so
no,
you can so I can have
jeez.
my birthday off. That's fine.
All right. The Bulls won their 3rd in a row, 124-119, and Zach LaVine was back full on with Kobe White. 25 points, Zach, 30 for Kobe. I like it. They're playing together well for the first time in history of them being together.
There's actually some energy on the Bulls now, which is a nice change of pace. And if you look at the standings, they're still below 500, but they would be a play-in team right now. So not technically the playoffs, but also not the playoffs.
One more
Can
win.
they make that? Can they still make the playoffs, or is it
Still way far enough in advance they could still do it if they get on a big win streak.
If the season ended today, they'd be in the play-in tournament, and the winners of the play-in tournament, there's 2 winners, they get the final spots in the playoffs. So they're not in a bad spot right now. Could be better, but not in a bad spot.
They might win with the Warriors. That's 4 in a row if they win tomorrow night at the United Center for the Ring of Honor ceremony, which is going to take, about 7 hours.
I don't understand what's going on.
So they're first time ever they're starting a Ring of Honor. Never had it before, and we've talked about this all week. And Kenzie said they're doing too many people, and I agree. It should just be Michael Jordan, start with him, and then go from there. And they could have 100 years of honoring people instead of doing everybody the first time.
I mean, honestly, so who are they honoring?
The biggest thing is the 95-96 team
Yes.
for that
But there's even more than
championship.
that, correct?
There is. There's I don't even know the whole number, to be honest, but there's 13 from that team that will be honored right there in the team alone.
So my thing is like, what are you gonna do? Is this like a one time, like this is our Ring of Honor? It's everybody that they think's good enough to be in it?
Yeah.
Because who are you gonna honor after this, really?
I want next year to just be Joakim Noah. That's all I want next year.
Yeah, because Derrick Rose is obviously still in the league, so he's not going to be there. So maybe you do Rose and Carlos Boozer. And
Carlos Boozer would be great, and yeah,
I'm a big Kirk Heinrich guy. I'd like to see Heinrich get in there.
all those guys on the
But
same
all
squad.
these guys are gonna get their own night, and Michael Jordan and Dennis are and all them don't.
I don't know. You tell me who did more for basketball, Kirk Heinrich or Michael Jordan.
It was a tough call.
It's going to be a
Does
spectacular
Kirk
night.
what is it?
Heinrich.
Does he have his own steakhouse? I don't think so.
That's a damn shame.
It's kind of a bad last name for somewhere to eat because people think of Heimlich and
Hi-
Heinrich.
and Hyman. What is it?
Well, it's Kirk Heinrich, but you might think of Heimlich like you're choking at his restaurant, or
Yeah.
the Hyman's a whole other story. I don't want to get into
I
that.
forgot what a hymen is. I gotta look it up. What is a hymen?
Don't Google TI next to it.
Oh, no. Wow.
Yeah, sorry.
If you know that story,
It's awful. It's a bummer.
yeah, it is a bummer.
Oh, that's right.
Now you know-
Sorry, I knew it. I just because he checks his daughters. I remember the whole thing. Got it. Caught up. I'm back. What are we talking about?
I think we're done.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.
Ryan and Kenzie on Q101, and Lauren's coming in next. Take you through this day. All the takeaways coming in. And I just want to thank you guys. What a fun show it was today. Really, really good stuff. Recapping it on the podcast, Q101.com. Anywhere you get your podcasts, make sure you subscribe. And it was funny having some people over and they were asking, well, can you download it so I can listen to it when I'm offline, like on a phone? Yeah, you can do anything you want with our podcast. Very easy, right, Case?
Very much so.
Just go there and do it and listen to it later on, especially the people of Wilmette. That's all I'm going to say. Case, what do you got on takeaways?
Speaking of, we just got a text from Miguel. This is why I love our listeners. Miguel said, "Hi, I just drove past the location for the Wilmette McDonald's, and it's perfect. People just need to calm down and embrace it."
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
They're fighting against it there, and all the information on the story. Thanks to CBS 2, did a great job with that story that we played on the air right around, was that the 8:30, about 8:20, somewhere in that range. So find it in the 8 o'clock hour podcast.
It'll be marked the one that says McDonald's. It's very easy to find.
Thank you, McDonald's. Kenzie.
Kevin texted in and said Brian used to think McDonald's was a steakhouse.
I still do. I was a kid, that was our steakhouse, and the best hack is getting the double quarter pounder with cheese and then asking for their buffalo sauce as a side and dunking that burger in there. Their buffalo sauce is some of the best out there.
I had a barber once who told me that his life hack was ordering a hamburger with cheese at McDonald's instead of a cheeseburger because it's 10 cents cheaper. So he would go, I want a hamburger with cheese. And they would go, don't you mean a cheeseburger? He goes, no, enter it as a hamburger. And then I want cheese on it.
No, bitch. You know what? When I was a waitress at Famous Dave's, we had to pay for our food, which sucked. Like, we don't want to pay for that. We're stuck here, you know? And so I used to buy a chicken breast and add a bun, lettuce, tomato, and a side dish.
And it was cheaper that way?
Well, because a chicken breast, like if you just order a plain chicken breast, it's like $3.
Yeah.
So we would, and then you'd get like the employee discount. So I would add all the ingredients to make it a sandwich.
Oh my God.
And a side dish.
Genius.
Yep.
Okay, takeaway from Dave and Lombard, final 630. My takeaway for today. A smart husband would have Arby's at the ready in the delivery room.
Oh my God, that is a good call.
We're going to see who's smart pretty quick. 3 weeks. Figure it out. You miss a moment, miss a lot. Again, go to the podcast, Q101.com, and all of our socials to catch up on what happened today.
The Q101 Morning Crew.
On Q101.